an 18-year-old approaching my first election, why should I bother to vote?
I think it's very important that you should vote, and I'm disappointed really that young people haven't had the chance to vote for longer, and I would support certainly the idea that the franchise be lowered to 16 or so that you do get a chance to get involved in the whole democratic process.
I think really to echo a lot of what the other panellists have said, but also to acknowledge that at the moment and recently there has been an awful lot of bad press associated with MPs, and so it's a very difficult time to encourage people to vote and get more involved. I've got a 17-year-old son, and despite my obvious interest, he says, you know, he's not interested. Everybody's the same. They're all bad. So I mean, I can appreciate how difficult, you know, it would be.
But certainly in Beverley and Holderness, as I say, it is a marginal seat. Every single vote counts, whether you're 18 or 88. And my first overriding principle in is democracy. I want people to vote. The second principle is who they vote for, and I'll then persuade you, or hopefully persuade you, to vote for Labour. But it's more important to me that people vote.
Do you believe global warming to be an issue, or in fact a reality, and what, if anything, do you think needs to be done to combat it?
Global warming certainly is an issue. I mean, 10 of the hottest years recorded have been in the last 12 years, and we know that the ice caps are melting and that sea levels are rising. So it certainly is an issue, and it's certainly a reality. In terms of combating, I mean, greenhouse gases and carbon is obviously one of the main problems. And the increase in greenhouse gases caused primarily by humans using fossil fuels and coupled with deforestation. So it's something, although it's not an individual, it's not the only issue, but certainly something that can be done about it.
There's an issue here about the Earth's resources and their finite nature. For me as a Christian, I believe we are here, we should be good stewards of the earth and protect it. And that is both on a local level and in a national and global level. Talking about proposals, locally, we've changed in Hull the recycling system, and that has seen recycling rates double in Hull. And so we should all be pleased with that. And I thank you if you are doing more recycling now than you were before. That is making a difference. As a party, nationally, we want to see more investment in the green economy. There are many disused shipyards across the country, and we think they make prime locations for the green economy.
I'm certainly not a climate change denier by any means. Personally, I think we need a lot more scientific research to come up with what is exactly happening. We know a lot, but we don't know enough. And is it Elisa? I think, given what you're studying, I'm hoping you're going to be one of the future generation that provides us with that science. I don't know if that's the field you're looking to go into, but I think we do need a hell of a lot more research into this to be able to come up with real solutions to real problems. I think there's a lot of speculation around at the moment as to what some of the causes are. And as I say, I do agree it is a problem.
How the political parties hope to gain the support of the country's youth when they all appear to be in favour of substantial increases to higher education fees?
It is an excellent question. And when tuition fees were first brought in, they were brought in by Gordon Brown with the votes from the Scottish MPs. He would not have got it through had it not been for, for those Scottish votes. And then the Scottish MPs' constituents do not have to pay tuition fees. So I mean, it's right from the start there was a lot of controversy around that decision to do it. But again, at the moment, as you say, times of austerity means that the parties at the moment are in a very difficult position when it comes to kind of reduced funding and so on. I mean, certainly the Labour Party have just announced a 5% reduction in spending in further education, and the lecturers' unions think that that will result in 14,000 jobs being lost in that sector. So there'll be, presumably fewer lecturers, and what that'll do to quality and available places, we don't know. And there's expected to be over 100,000 more students than places this year, so there is a lot of demand. So I mean, again, it's a very complex issue. But the question was talking about the country's youth and how we can get support. And first of all, I just want to say that even if 50% of the students go to university, it still leaves 50%. So I mean, we would like to get the support of the entire youth and not just those who will be considering going into further education.